Hello everybody and welcome to a new series that I'm doing on a game that I have been very much so enjoying for the past probably 3-4 months. I am here playing Farming Simulator 25 and you know, people always say you're just farming, what are you doing? It can't be that much fun. You have no idea how much fun this is. I am enjoying this game beyond belief. It is so relaxing. There is so much to do, so much to think about, such an open world game where you can do really whatever you want. And yeah, so today I'm doing something a little bit crazy for my first playthrough on a recorded series, but I've played a lot of this game already, so I'm not overly worried about that. And today what we're doing is we are doing a starting from scratch series. I've got a whole bunch of mods installed on here. If there's anything in specific people are looking for, I can let them know down in the comments. But really, we're here on Elm Creek 25 on Farming Simulator 25. And yeah, we have no money. We are starting out with absolutely nothing. The only way I can make money right now is by doing contracts. So, a few things about this save. I've done a few things that will make my life easier or harder, depending on how you want to look at it. So I've got more contracts installed, or better contracts installed, so it gives me more contracts in general. I've also have it set up so that I can have more active contracts going at once. But I have increased the leasing costs from 100% to 150%. So you can see now, like, fertilizing used to probably only cost like $700 to rent it before. Now it's over $1,000. Same thing with things like harvesting contracts. They are quite expensive. It was like $1,300 before, now it's like $1,800. So this is to kind of make it so that this isn't something that I consistently do. It's something that I can use to get going. But down the line, I either need to not borrow equipment and have my own equipment, or I want to move away from contracts in general. So looking at the map here, this is the starter farm. Obviously we don't own anything yet. Some of these farms are pretty expensive to start, if I'm being honest. I'm not quite sure where we're going to start. We might end up somewhere up here because these lots are quite cheap, and then we can start combining them as we start to get some money. So we could start kind of up here. I'm not really too sure. We'll see how things go, but first things first, we have some contracts that we're going to need to get started doing, and then we can start looking at either purchasing our first vehicle or piece of equipment, or, you know, whatever it may end up being. I'm not really too sure, but we will get there all in due time. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first contract to see what we got going on here. Harvesting contracts are great. Now I'm not too sure if I want to this one. Ooh, are all of these round bale contracts? They are, and I get a vehicle at really cheap lease cost. Oh my, I might do these to start. 58, 50, and 40. You know what, those really aren't that far apart, and they're all in one vehicle. I don't have to tow anything, you just drive it along. So the cool thing with this is, and you can see profit per minutes, all that thing. So this is how much money we're gonna make, obviously minus our lease cost. So you know what we're gonna do? We're actually gonna start with that. So we're going to accept this contract, or no, we're gonna borrow the items for this contract. Okay, and then I believe I can accept this contract and accept this contract. So, yeah, I guess I have to go and drive around with this guy. Hopefully it's not slow. Oh, it's kind of slow. Oh no, it gets up to 48. All right. I don't really know much about this map, so we're gonna kind of be learning as we go here. I'm guessing that it's this way. Do I gotta go this way? Where do I gotta go? 50, 58, and 40. Where's 40? Oh, okay. So that first one's right here, right by the start, so we can go start there and start doing some baling there. And yeah, you guys will see some footage of me doing some of these contracts. First baling contract is complete. We did some straw swath bales there. Now we're heading on over to field 40, where we're going to do our second one and then our third one, and then we're going to check to see if there's any other contracts we can do while we are leasing this machine. And you know what, I've never used this machine before actually, and I was actually quite surprised with how well it performed. I actually really enjoyed using this thing. It was quite fun to do some baling with a all-in-one machine. I'm used to having the trailer and hauling that thing around, or the forage wagons, and this thing did a fantastic job. So pretty neat. Glad that I got a chance to use this, and yeah, we'll see you guys over at field 40. Alrighty everybody, so that is our second baling contract completed, and you guys might have also noticed in the top right hand corner that we received a discount, and I think I have gone the wrong way. Hang on a second. Where am I going? Nope, this is not where I want to go. I want to be going here, and to get there is no good way to get there. I have to go back up and down and back around and all around. Okay, alright. Like I was trying to say, you guys may have noticed that in the top right hand corner, as I've been completing contracts, it says that I will receive a 1% discount, or now a 2% discount on all fields from Walter. So I also, with better contracts, I get discounted price on fields based on who I do contracts for. Now, I know that that can be a little bit overpowered, so I've pretty much made it as difficult as possible for me by making it that every time I complete a contract, I get a 1% discount. I believe up to, it's either 20 or 25%. But you gotta think, I have to complete 20 to 25 contracts for one individual. That doesn't mean that it works for everyone. So like if I'm doing contracts for Walter, it means I'm only getting discounts for Walter. I'm not getting discounts for David or Katie or some of the other farmers that we've got around here. Those are only discounts for Walter. So I do have to keep that in mind. Now I am going to cheat a little bit here, I think, and we're gonna kind of go this way. There's the train. Now, I don't know why some of the straw swaths are not rendering properly. I'm not sure if that's an issue with the map or if it's just because these straw swaths are so small. I'm hoping that there aren't a lot of visual errors on this map. I have not played on this map before, but we will see. Like, I can see the straw swaths in the distance there, but for some reason, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of strange. But I think we're almost at Field 58, because I think that is Field 58 up here. So if we just, oh goodness, we got some air. There we go, that's where our contract is. Let's get this last contract done, and then we can finally bring in our first lot of money. Alrighty, so that is all 3 of our baling contracts complete. Let's take a look and see. Of course, we're going to do the auto saving. I should probably turn that off and do manual saving, but that's okay. Is there any other baling ones that we can do? It doesn't really look like it, so I think that we can complete these 3 contracts and we can get a little bit of money in the bank here. So let's hit collect. It's 1, 2, and 3. And we now have $10,000. That is a great start. I don't think that we can buy anything with that yet. I think the cheapest lot of land up in this area here, and I would like to maybe eventually own everything up in here, because like this section would be good to own. So would it, like I think we could pretty much own everything on this side of the freeway at some point. What's this? A carpentry. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I think that, you know, starting out, like there really isn't a lot that we can buy that's cheap, that's like in town. Let's take a look, see here. What do we got up here? We got a farmer's market. This would actually be a really good place to start. 24,000, 32,000, 165,000. Okay, I really want to be close to this because we can sell a lot of stuff here probably, which would be really great. So let's see. Katie, 24,000. Where is Walter? I guess this is all Walter's little stuff over here, eh? It's kind of unfortunate because we've been doing some work for Walter, but that might help us down the line. But I think we should probably focus maybe up here. I was thinking up here, but I think for just like the animal dealer is here and the farmer's market is here, and so is the sawmill. So we have like a lot of options for a lot of really close sell points over here, which I think will be quite handy. Grain mill, paper factory, spinnery, like there's a lot of good stuff up here. I think that if we kind of focus on buying out this area, it's a lot of farmland to work with. So I think our first field is probably going to be this one here at $24,000. So we need to earn another $14,000 and maybe do a couple contracts for Katie as well. So let's go take a look at our contracts. Bale wrapping, this is one for Katie already, right on field 8, which is where we kind of want to be. What else do we have? Harvesting, field 1, field 2. Okay, some actually, so that's corn. That's corn. Okay, so we could definitely do those 2 contracts. And we have a lot of wheat heart contracts as well. Ooh, what is this? Hoeing on field 37. That's going to take quite a lot of time. Going to take an hour for me to do that. Spraying. How long is that going to take? Estimated time, hour and 13 minutes on field 75. How much am I going to need? 2,100 liters of herbicide. Well, maybe we do this. We could do that, or even mowing contracts. Mowing on field 7, 76, and 21. That's really spread out. I'm not too sure what I want to do here. I feel like harvesting contracts would be great, but like there's excess material that we can keep afterwards. We don't have anywhere to put it because we don't have a silo yet. So I think we should buy field 5. So we should do a couple contracts where we're not going to get anything first. So I think we should probably do this spraying contract. It's going to take me some time to get this done. But if we borrow this and then we head over to this guy here, we're going to have to buy some materials. We need 2,100 liters of herbicide, which is unfortunate because I don't think I'm going to be able... How much is this? Oh, that's 2,000 liters. 100 liters, 250. Okay, well, 1,000 liters, and so I guess we'll probably get this and this. So we'll buy one of these. Actually, you know what? We'll buy 2 of these because I'm hoping I don't waste any, but we will see what happens. I also don't think I installed, but I meant to put precision farming on here. So for the next episode, we'll probably have some precision farming here. But liquid fertilizer or herbicide. No, that's liquid fertilizer. Huh? No, I want herbicide. Okay, herbicide. Herbicide. Here we go. That's what I wanted. So that's 2,000 liters there. Okay, perfect. So let's buy this. 2,400. 2,000 liters. Yeah, that's right. And this we've got, okay, we do have quite a bit. Okay, so what we have, we should be able to just pull up next to these guys, I'm hoping. Just like this. And we can start filling this. Perfect. All right, I will start with this spraying contract. Alright, that is the first herbicide contract. I did go ahead and pick up a second herbicide contract, which we're going to start heading towards now, which I think was kind of on the top side of the map here, I think, if I'm not too sure. I still haven't turned off the auto-saving, which is going to drive me crazy with that constantly interrupting me, but hey, field 42, which is... where is it? Field 42, that's right here. Okay, alright, so we'll head on over here, okay. Field 42, and we will go do this contract, and then that might be enough to get us our first field. We will have to see what happens. So we were going to make our way over and get this next contract done. Alright everybody, we've completed that spraying contract. Now I still have 700 liters of herbicide that I've purchased, and I don't want to lose that. I do want to keep it because obviously herbicide is quite expensive, and in the early days we need to pretty much save everything that we've got. So I think what I'm going to end up doing here is we're going to drive back on over to the shop, and then when we're there, I'll offload the herbicide that I've got left in the tank. We'll return this vehicle, get our money, and hopefully have enough to buy our first plot of land. I think we are going to be short though. I don't think it's going to give us as much money as I thought it was going to, because herbicide obviously has a cost factor to it, which I wasn't thinking about that much, and honestly I didn't realize how much herbicide was. I haven't really messed with herbicide much, and this was my first time kind of dealing with it, and I gotta say it was quite expensive to be messing around with herbicide. I'm not going to lie. So with that being said, we're just gonna drive this thing back over to the shop and then offload our herbicide. Alright, we have returned the dyno, and our herbicide barrel is sitting right over here with the nice little 700 liters sitting in it. And so now let's go ahead and complete these two contracts. I don't think there's another spring contract that popped up. Nope, we are good. Alright, so with that being all completed, we can complete these two contracts. We can get ourselves some good money, collect, and we are, we're like $1,000 short. Okay. Before this episode ends, I want to have this property, so this might be a little bit of a longer episode, but we are going to get this plot of land this episode, so that next episode we can focus on figuring out what we want to do with our first lot of land and planning our future. But before we can do any of that, we have to figure out what contract we want to do. Bale wrapping. Why is that worth so much money? I am definitely going to take this for a lease cost of only $750. We are definitely going to be borrowing these items. And there we go. Look at this little tractor. I gotta turn auto start on and off because I don't really like that it starts on its own. But yeah, we already have a bale wrapper. I think that one of the things they need to change is the fact that you should have to buy your own bale wrap instead of just getting a full bale wrapper for free when you do these contracts, because, you know, you don't have to spend any money, which is nice, but it seems a little unrealistic that they give it to you with a lease full and you return it with nothing in it. So, where is this field that we're going to work at? We're going to field 45, which is next to field 42, which we were just at. And I have a feeling I have a lot of bale wrapping I gotta do here, but I will see you guys when we are done wrapping all of these bales. Alrighty, well, we've completed our baling contracts, and the weather is just absolutely horrific. But let's go take a look at the plot of land that we're gonna buy. It is a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be. What does it have on it? What are these? Potatoes. Seriously? Really? Potatoes. Okay, well, that doesn't help us at all. Let's finish these contracts. Oh, man. How much money do we have? We have $39,000. Okay, well, here's what we can do. $39,000, I think, actually gets us this lot. It does. Okay, this is a little bit larger. It doesn't look like there's anything on it. It looks like it's plowed. So I don't have to plow this one. Now let's see what the field condition is here. Now this field is a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer. Let's see. Field, not mulch, doesn't need rolling, doesn't need lime, is one level of fertilizer, doesn't have weeds. Stones? Okay, you know what? Field 4. Yeah, we're buying this one. Yeah, we're definitely now the proud owners of Field 4 here. Yeah, okay. That is actually really, really good. I'm actually quite happy with that. And I guess we're gonna have a sunflower farm at some point because I'm planning on buying this farm here, I think. But we'll see. We might not. We might just buy the fields around it. Leave the sunflower farm to do its own thing. But yeah, this is now our first field, guys. We now have a field, and this weather is horrible. Can we not have this? Okay, well, we do have a little bit of time left, and I think what we need to do is if we go into here and we go to Farmhouses. I should have a tent. Alright. Well, I guess for the time being, we kind of just gotta... Where can I put this? This is my home now, I guess. We will put our home underneath this tree and hope for the best. This is our home. This is where we live now. Oh, I completely destroyed the road. Well, at least we can sleep the night away and we can get to our next month and we can get rid of this horrible hail that we're getting in the middle of August. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. But here's what I'm thinking. We're going to be starting off probably with silage. Just like any other good series we would start. Like most people do, started with some silage. So we've got this tent. I wrecked the road. I probably can't fix the road. I could try. I don't think it's going to work though. But if I... Yeah, I didn't think so. That's unfortunate. I might need to install a mod to be able to kind of patch that up. But I have smoothed out what I can. And that's the most that I can do. So this is our field here. This is what we own. With that being said, that's not great. There's not a lot here for us to work with. We're gonna have to do some other contracts because we've only got $7,000, which is not great. Realistically, I'd like to get into animals, but we definitely need to probably do some grass and some silage. And we need to get some storage, and yeah, so that's all going to be coming up. But that's all I have time for today, guys. We got a lot done today. How many contracts did we do? We did like 7 contracts today. I'd say that's a pretty good start. We've got our first lot of land. We've still got $7,000 in the bank. And if we take a look in the shop, there's nothing that we can buy. Still, this thing would be kind of fun. But yeah, 41 kilometers an hour, little front loader. No, it's not worth it. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Farming Simulator 25, and we will see you guys all in the next video.